At the beginning of the second chapter, we are shown a scene. Old uncle says probably just a running young man happened to pass by. But the Chen fan looks at them and think no, her true essence is too weak and the condensation is too loose. It's thousands of times weaker than a real cultivator. After that he is with them, the boy looks at the girl, there is trace of true essence inside her body. She is an immortal cultivator. She has the inner force. Its quality is inferior to a cultivator's true essence power. Then the girl says, "Hey, what are you looking at? Why did you shake your head?" Then the Chen fan speaks, "I shook my head because of something else. Sorry." Then suddenly the boy accompanying him comes and stands in front of the Chen fan and says, "Wait a moment, young man." Then Chen fan speaking, "Why, old man?" Old uncle says, "Obviously you shook your head after seeing my granddaughter. Could you tell me the reason?" Chen fan says, "I told you it had nothing to do with her." But the old uncle says, "Judging from the way you walk, I suppose you study the martial arts." "I am Wei Fu." "May I ask where you come from and who your teacher is?" Friends, Wei Fu is an old uncle name, okay. Chen fan says, "I am scarcely a Dao cultivator, if you must ask Wei Fu. I am not a student of the martial art." Old uncle thinking, a Dao cultivator? The Dao sect. Then girl says, "So you just lied to me." Then Chen fan starts laughing there and says, "I am just a Dao cultivator and know a bit of QI condensation techniques. That all. Brandishing spears and sticks or fighting and killing are really not my specialty. You mistaken." But Chen fan speaking, "I don't want to bully a weak woman." Then the girl speaks angrily, "Who are you calling a weak woman?" Then Chen fan breaks a leaf from a tree, puts his energy in it, and shoots it towards the girl like laser beam. Then both old uncle and he get scared, and the laser beam passes by girl face and hits the tree. Then girl thinking, what was? And there is a cut on his face that is bleeding, and she looks at the leaf that is buried inside the tree and able to hurt people with a flying flower or leaf. Then old uncle says, "I never thought I would see such a divine technique in my remaining years." Old uncle calls the Chen fan in front of a master. "My granddaughter and I were impetuous and thinking together. I didn't expect that this boy would be an unknown master of martial arts." Then boy speaking, "It is my first time to see such a skill. It was so fast that I couldn't take out my gun." Then girl says, "You cut off my hair with this soft leaf and drove it into the tree. How is that possible?" Then Chen fan says, "Just a little QI condensation technique, not anything special." Old uncle says, "It a negligible technique to you, sir, but a miraculous master skill to us." But girl thinking, grandpa started calling him sir. Chen fan tells the old uncle, "You said a master can do what I did." Yes, a sublimity master is at the prime of martial arts, far beyond the limits of mortals. He can release his inner strength and can easily kill someone tens of feet away. Old uncle says, "Being a master yourself, sir, you don't know that. It's just common sense in the martial arts circle." Chen fan thinking inner strength and says, "I am really just a Dao cultivator, and that was nothing but a little QI condensation technique. I never heard of the things you are talking about before." Old uncle thinking, Dao cultivator? He is really not a master of manifestation. Chapter 3. Old uncle thinking, we need to win him over first. With his skill, he on par with a master. And moreover, my granddaughter is still unmarried. Master Mr. Chen, it doesn't matter whether you are a master or not. Judging from your accent, you are also a native of Chuzhou. Chen fan speaking, I am from Sichuan country. I lived there for 17 years, and now I came here for school. My name is Chen Fan. You can also call me Chen Bixuan. Bixuan was the Taoist name my teacher gave me. Old uncle and girl thinking, Chen Fan, Chen Bixuan of Sichuan County? Never heard of. Where is your master, Mr. Chen? Didn't he come here with you? Which star is he traveling on? Chen Fan says he is not on this planet now. Old uncle thinking, humans are unable to defeat aging, illness, or death. My old comrades in arms, though I cultivated inner strength, I cannot reach the master level. I probably meet them soon. Then old uncle starts coughing. Then girl says, Grandpa, are you all right? Old uncle says, I am okay. It's an old ailment. Then Chen Fan says, you strained yourself trying to use inner strength, haven't you? Old uncle says, you understand medicine, Mr. Chen. How did you know about my ailment? Then girl says, my grandpa went to war when he was young, and he forced himself to use the inner strength when he had not totally mastered it to help his comrades in arms retreat. He was injured as a result. He didn't receive aid in time because it was an internal injury. He hasn't had it treated in all this time. Mr. Chen, since you're a Tao cultivator and can see his injury, do you have any way to cure him? He suffers great agony every time he has a fit. Modern medicine can hardly do anything for him. To be frank, our family has some power here in Jiangbei. We'll do anything for you if you can cure my grandpa. Chen Fan says it wouldn't be difficult for me to help. It must be fate that I met you. And they both become happy and says, really? Chen Fan says, I need to do some preparation. I go to your house to treat him in 2 days, okay? Girl says, of course. That's great. Chen Fan thinks a stoic girl like her is the most beautiful when smiling. We are then shown a scene inside the car where Chan Fun is thanking the old man wife who spoke gently, but he could not hide the air of a military man. He must have served in the army when he was young and must have been in a high position. I admired the soldiers who defend the country and protect our homes since I was a child. They practice inner strength, so they are kind of my then boy speaking. Mr. Chen, here we are. Chen Fan says thank you. You can go back now. Pick me up at the lakeside community in the evening in 2 days. Boy says then let's exchange our phone numbers so that you can call me if you ever need me, all right? Chen Fan says okay. After this the boy goes away from there. Chen Fan says I do not know medical skills. After this the Chen Fan takes medical supplies from a shop and comes to his home and forms a formation and places the supplies on top of it. Chen Fan says but I know how to refine pills. He then tells us the name of the formation, spirit condensing formation. And all the stuff starts flying in the air and the pulse starts getting refined. After this we are told the name of the pulse small spirit enhancing pill. And he successfully refines the pulse and says the spirit enhancing pill is a kind of pill that can enhance one's primordial QI. It can be called a panacea. People who are injured or weak can all take it. Chen Fan says since we have fateful